And this can lead to feelings of being isolated and nothing to help with when the motivation goes down, and eventually more and more people drop out. So two of the key ingredients to successful online teaching, our sort of special sauce, is to allow and encourage interaction and communication among the participants and between the participants and the tutor or tutors. Okay, and what we're going to do now for the rest of this session is talk about activities that we developed in our book and that we've used as online tutors that do try to promote more interaction and communication amongst the participants, the learners on the course, and the tutor. Can we have the next slide, Tanya?
Okay.
Is this over to you now, Nicky?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Just we're going to briefly look then at two different types of activity, one using photos and another using guest maps that you were asking about earlier. And these are two activities which you can use early on in your online course. So they're part of the kind of socializing phase. Again, as I said before, even if you're teaching face-to-face, it's a good idea to have some of these socializing activities in the online part of your course. So Tanya, if we can have the next slide. The next, this activity, which you'll see in a second, is basically using photos that your participants take. And the name of the activity is My Window, My World. And the idea is that they take a photo from their office window or from their home window or something, or from their car window, and they share it with the group. It's that simple. Of course, this is a PowerPoint slide, so we've kind of collated the photos here with what the students wrote about these views. But we actually do this in Moodle ourselves, so we do it as a forum activity where people put up a picture and then comment on it, and then they visit each other's and leave comments. So I've just collated there very quickly. You can see top left-hand side is from Germany, this middle one is France, and so on, Switzerland, etc. And this is just a nice socializing activity. You're sharing something about yourself and your country, and you're getting your classmates to come along and have a look and comment. So that's an early activity you can use with photos that students take. Okay, the next activity, Tanya, can we have the next slide? This is, well, this is not exactly a guest map, but it's using a map. I think maps are great to use if you're teaching multinational groups like we have at the moment, people from all over the world. And if you're doing a synchronous session in your course like we're doing at the moment, what's lovely is to have this up on the whiteboard and then get people to come along and draw on it. So we can do that very quickly. Now, I could get you to, a lot of you in here, I could get you to write an adjective, about your country. But what you could do is just find the drawing tool, which I think Tanya is going to allow you to have.
Yeah, everybody should have access to their drawing tool now. Again, it's up on the, it should be under the raise your hand symbol on the control panel tab.
Exactly. So you just click on that little pen there and then make a mark where you are, or you could draw a picture or whatever, you could type your name. We will just keep this very quick.
Yes, you do need a mouse to do this. So we've got lots of little dots showing up. I think we've got someone that, I'm not sure what that is in the middle of Canada. That's
a maple leaf.
Ah, of course.
That.
Yes, it is a Canadian flag.
Oh, we've got some arrows. I like the blue arrow and the red arrow. That's great. Oh, we've got lots popping up.
The person who wrote, who kind of drew in purple in the east. I wonder what time it is there.
Oh my goodness.
That must be Japan. Or is that Macau?
It's just off Japan. It's in the water.
Korea? I think it's Korea.
Korea?
Yeah, it is. It's Korea.
All right.
This is where
someone's doing the Orient Express.
I've got notes saying
the Middle Eastern Express. Someone's in Madagascar. That's a joke.
Someone says they're drawing a duck.
Right, this is where the activity completely falls apart and you have to pull the group back together again, but you get the idea. It's a lot of fun. So you can have your students, doing different things, drawing stuff, writing words, whatever, or just scribbling, as you're all doing at the moment.
Yes, I can see it's getting sillier and sillier as we go along.
Yeah. Anyway, this is not really a guest map. This is just a map on the whiteboard. So guest maps, in fact, are little software programs, again, that are online. You can embed one into your course, and you can have people mark where they're from and possibly leave a little message for the rest of the group. So one that we use a lot in our courses is called BraveNet.com.
BraveNet, yeah, BraveNet.
BraveNet.com. You sign up for an account and you've got a guest map. But there are a number of ones. There's cluster maps, CLUSTR. You can Google all of these things. Quite nice just to have that there on your course. Okay.
All right, love it. Should we move on before this picture goes insane? All right, let's move on. And I will ask people to leave their drawing tools alone for the remainder of the webinar.
Yeah, might have to disable them.
I'm sorry. All right, people, we're trusting you.
Okay, Lindsay, I think this is your slide.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to. Oh, yeah. All the drawing is going off there. Okay. Excellent. All right. Well, as Nicky was saying about the guest maps, was that we did that as a live as a live thing happening on a piece of paper on a slide. I'm getting distracted by the drawing.
Yeah, whoever's doing that, really, could you please not do that? It is a bit distracting for everybody else on the webinar. Thank you.
Okay. But usually that's done asynchronously, which means people working at different times, and you have an option of just pressing on the country where you live and then leaving a comment. And then when someone else opens up the guest map, they see the dots where the other participants are. Now, one last thing about guest maps. Sometimes people, people say, well, what happens if I'm doing an online course and we're all in the same country? Well, I've had that happen as well. And instead of having people say where they're from, we set up a guest map where people talk about where they've been, and they have to click on the country and write something about what they liked or what they saw there.
Sorry, Lindsay.
So, okay.
Sorry, Lindsay.
But let's talk about a couple of reading online activities, okay? Because in the book we divided our activities along tried and true sections that language teachers like. So things like reading activities, writing activities, language practice activities, and so on. And reading, of all the kinds of skills that you could do in the language classroom, is one that lends itself very well to online teaching. Because there is so much of what we do online is reading web pages, reading blogs, even reading comments on things like YouTube videos and so on. So there's lots of reading going on. The first activity I would like to share is one called 5 Clicks Away. In fact, we'll see how much time we have. I might not be able to share both of these. 5 Clicks Away, we're not able to do it, unfortunately, but it works really well with the online medium. Basically, what you do is you find a page with a lot of stuff on it. I tend to use the BBC News homepage or the BBC World homepage. There are lots of links, lots of things going on. You could use, for example, the Yahoo homepage, where there's news, but there's all kinds of stuff going on that page. The MSN homepage, somewhere where there are lots of things to click on. You give that to the participants and you say, this is your starting point. Now for homework or for sometime during the next week, you are going to sit down in front of this page and start reading. So you tell them when you start reading, you can click on anything you want and continue reading. You are allowed, though, a maximum of 5 clicks. So let's imagine I start on the BBC page. I see a news article about WikiLeaks. I click on that. Keep reading. I see a related story. I click on that. I keep reading. I maybe want to check something or see this guy's page on Wikipedia. So I click on to find the Wikipedia page or so on. And so on and so forth.